Hey there, AfterBuzzers. Welcome to the Magician's After Show. Today we're talking about Episode 5, A Life in the Day, and we have a special guest. We have Fen in the house, Brittany Curran. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey there, welcome to the Magician's After Show. Today we're talking about Episode 5, A Life in the Day. And as you can see, we have the one and only Fen, Brittany Curran in the house. Woo! Yay! Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane. My awesome panel.
What's happening? My name is Ty Matthews. Y'all can find me on all forms of social media at Ty Matthews PMA.
Hey guys, I'm Adrian Snow. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Adrian Snow.
Get up on it.
Yeah.
And then, Brittany, why don't you let people know where they can find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Brittany Curran, and on Facebook too.
Awesome. And then go to your social media. You've been doing some fun theme park adventures recently.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
So tell us about that.
Yeah. It's been pretty magical. I love Disney World and Universal Studios and any themed anything.
You got it.
That's not a thing.
You just want a magical world at work and for play.
I just want magic all the time. Yes. So we basically wrapped The Magicians, which we filmed in Vancouver.
Cool.
And we came back to LA. I was back and home in the real world for a week, and then went to Disney World in Florida for a week and a half, and Universal. And yeah, so I've just been hanging out with my favorite princesses and Harry Potter.
You know.
And I have a lot of princess-themed dresses, and
Yes, you have some cute dresses.
I go really hard in the paint when I go to Disney World.
The
You know what I'm
paint?
talking about? Hard in the
Hard in the
paint.
paint, like
It's just
Flocka.
like an expression.
I'm not that hip anymore.
I'm like,
I'm old now. I don't have to. I don't have to keep up anymore.
I'm not hip at all. So
That was a
makes
good
me feel
pull.
good.
That was a good pull.
I wear Disney princess
you have
dresses.
one person on the panel now.
I got
so they
it.
were like, I got it.
Yeah.
Get down to Flocka.
So we're going to talk about the episode. I know you're not in this one, unfortunately.
Sucks.
But you went to town. That's why, because you and Frey and Todd
Yeah.
went to town. So wait, what were they doing while they're in town, since we don't see it?
Well, in a couple episodes, Frey, Todd, and I do talk a bit about our adventures in New York.
Oh,
There we go.
nice.
yeah.
Good.
But we go. I can tell you, we go full tourist.
Yay, of course.
Which is the way you would want it
Going
to
to
be.
theme parks.
Yes.
Yeah, going to theme
Right.
parks, dressing up as a
If
Fen
only.
is a princess.
Yes.
I know, seriously. Yeah. So no, I love it. I love that Fen's in New York and has no idea what anything is.
That's awesome.
It's so good. Yeah.
And then we were talking a little bit about the show, and then you know about it because from being on set, swearing is a thing now.
Yeah.
Tell us about how that process has shifted, or what's it like now to watch it in its real format.
Yeah, it's nice because you get so used to reading the script and it's not bleeped out in the script, and then being on set. And it just has a certain, it's more poetic when you can just say, fuck yeah. Like I just did right now.
Well, it's so much. It's,
Wait,
it's
it's actually
such a-
bleeped in the script?
What?
Is it actually bleeped?
No.
Oh, I was like, great.
That'd be really weird.
That'd be
Just
funny.
like,
Not our
star,
virgin
star,
actor
star.
eyes. We can't look at it.
But it's such a big part of so many of these characters,
Yeah.
like between Margot and Elliot and
Yeah.
Penny and Katie.
Being able to hear dick wads.
Exactly.
And not just
The fact that
beep wads.
it's actually like
Yeah.
hinging on if they know that it's Margot or
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
Yeah, they're like, how do we know? That's how they know. And then we do have a live chat, so if you're watching this live, feel free to join us in the chat. And if you're watching it later, comment down below on your thoughts on the episode. And then refresher from last week, we had the contest for the nail wraps. I will be posting those results tomorrow because I didn't get to write them down yet. But thank you so much for everybody who entered. So let's get into it. Oh, yeah, Renji says, I would have liked to have seen Fen and Faye touring Earth for a bit.
Well, Fen and Frey might be on Earth for a little bit.
Yes.
There you
Right,
go.
there we go.
Don't
Not
worry.
back just yet.
Renji, it's not over yet.
Oh, and then they like imagining Fen at Disney World. So that would
Oh,
All right.
Yeah.
thank you. Me too. I like imagining that too.
Ooh, getting ahead, but Dalton, I think Alice, being the torture artist, will use Julia's power to go all Saw meets Old Testament when magic comes back.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Saw meets Old Testament?
Okay.
That sounds
Okay.
interesting. I would watch that.
And
yeah,
then
like what is...
Yeah.
It's intense.
Well, I mean,
it's intense.
we've
That's what it is.
obviously seen how dark Alice
Yes.
gets from
Yeah.
what she did to the Lampreys family.
Isn't Old Testament pretty sorry enough? Like, does it need?
doesn't need
Right?
the soft
Oh,
treatment.
there's a lot going on in the Old
Yes.
Testament.
I haven't read it in a while, but from what I can remember,
Yes.
And then it's a good question, and anybody know, because I thought somebody posted something about
Who
it.
does the voice of the bunnies?
yeah.
Yes, our writer Mike Moore does the voice of the bunnies.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
he's
fun.
awesome. Like when it was first written, I don't think it was definite that he was going to do the voice of the bunnies, but I think when he pitched it in the writers' room, like he did the voice and
And then
became
there-
attached to it. And then even on
Yay.
set, like when we would just practice the scene, he would do. And everyone was saying, Mike, you have to do the voiceover. You need to act this, and he
Of
did.
course.
And oh my
Nice.
gosh, he's so perfect in
It's
it.
so funny.
Yeah, because you would not expect that voice to come out of a bunny.
Absolutely
No.
not.
No.
You expect like Thumper or something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah. So then we start off with Alice and Q, and things are wonderfully weird and awkward still. Yay! And then I like
So
her
weird.
cushion, though, of don't say anything, Penny's right here.
Don't talk shit on Penny.
Right there, flicking him off. Like, just never gonna not be flicking off Q. Oh,
Right? It's
it
like,
happens.
don't say, it's like, don't say anything. So interesting. I do like, did you guys notice that the keys, they've now put the number tags on them? I'm like,
Yeah.
yes!
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I was wondering
practical.
about that.
Well, because otherwise, visually, you're like, I mean, they obviously look
Right.
different.
Which one's the
differences,
triangle
but
way?
But still, which
Yeah.
one is which? It's. I'm glad they started doing that, and that you have to hold the truth key to see Penny, which later with Katie we'll get to that. But,
Oh, yeah.
my goodness.
I know.
Then we have Well, actually, speaking of which, we have Katie and Alice at the hospital, like the psych ward. Wonderful. And then Katie and Penny still obviously have some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not quite as thrilled to see him as you might have
I
hoped.
know. That annoyed me so much.
I would hope she'd be happier about it. Like, you're not like dead.
I know. I mean,
No?
I mean, when is Katie ever happy? Like,
It's also a good
That's
point.
true.
Where
That's
That's a good point.
poor child, just be happy for once.
Yeah.
Like, just take a win. Take it. Take
I
that
know.
W. But no.
Well,
I
that's
understand.
we were saying we were kind of shipping Margot and Penny.
oh yeah.
Oh, after
I thought
last
we
week's
were
episode.
rafting. according
Rafting,
to,
yes.
There you go.
someone in the chat.
So it's like
which
a
is,
gentle shipping,
like you don't
A
want
less
them to-
severe.
I would love that. Yeah.
right?
That would
Not
be-
maybe permanent, but right now they're good.
Yeah.
Katie's the long run, but not right now.
Yeah. No, Margot and Penny just need to bang.
Right.
Right.
That needs
Yeah.
to happen.
Yes.
Just squeeze one out.
Yes.
In some alternate timeline.
Yes.
Hey,
Well,
there's
we-
a lot of timelines.
Exactly.
There's a lot of chances.
And then-
Right, this might be the only timeline that they don't bang.
Yes.
we don't
right.
know.
Yeah.
I don't
Infinite
know.
others.
It could be every other timeline.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Just
this one,
unfortunately
they're like,
not in this one. Yeah. So that mosaic though. And it was fun when Elliot's trying to and Q are trying to talk about it and Q's trying to break it down. And Elliot's like, nope, not
Right.
getting it.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
because
right.
he doesn't read the books, so
Yeah.
it's like, well, I mean, or he did read the books, but he didn't
Yeah.
like
Read them
reread
50
them and then
times.
reread
Yeah.
them. Yeah. So it's kind of like I know what you're talking about, but I don't care.
Yeah.
No, it's so beautiful. Like, but I
This-
don't know if we're gonna go into that yet. But
I
that
was gonna say, are we getting there yet? 'Cause-
Well, let's do the right before
All right.
we get there. We already kind of covered the bunnies of now dickwads and the keyhole in the clock. So that is convenient that key one can get keyholes almost anywhere. It
Yeah.
seems as long as you're. But the question is, do you have to be in the right spot to get it, or could it open it anywhere you need a door?
I think it's anywhere you need a door.
Sure.
I think if
Cool.
the desire
Yeah.
is there. I also think the keys are tied to certain people, so they may not
Yeah?
work the same way for certain people.
Good point.
So, but
Then we have the portal. Then they go to the past. So they're in Filory Past. So yeah, let's go into that. So they're trying to find the mosaic. Oh, they find the mosaic right away though. But how long it takes to do? It's not what they planned.
right. This
Was anybody expecting it would be like that long for them to
no,
complete?
this whole segment wrecked me. I don't know how y'all
well,
coped with it.
when I got to the end of it, and I was like, oh, because I was kind of watching it. I was kind of like playing
Yeah.
Candy Crush as well. The first round I watched it because I'm just always doing too many things at once. And I was like, oh, okay, it's supposed to represent the beauty of life or something. I was like, okay. I'm like watching it. I'm like, oh, that's really beautiful. Oh my God, that's the beauty of life. They have to live their whole life. And then I was just like,
Yeah.
So yeah, I was very moved by it.
Yeah, it was
Which
definitely
is
one of
rare.
those that's like it's not where you think it's gonna go. That you're just like, wait a minute.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I wasn't expecting to see them like
100
fall
years
in
old.
love, get married, and like. Get,
Well, and then we
yeah,
get Ariel
live to be
and
90 or whatever.
Lunk, but Lunk doesn't say.
Right,
I
right.
thought
I
they
didn't
were
think.
both
I thought
gonna
you were
have-
better for. Me too. I'm like, they both got a partner. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
But we have had the threesome with Elliot, Q, and Margot.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe it was with Ariel too. And then when they had that kiss, I was a little bit like, what? What
Oh,
is
right,
this
right.
for reals? Really? It's like, well, is
In
like
this timeline,
yay!
anyway. Right.
Because you kind of wonder, like, wait, is this a dream sequence? And
Hmm.
what's really? I just wonder if it really was real or if it was.
I mean, it was real.
Yeah.
in a manner of speaking,
Yes.
sure.
I think Q's pretty fluid, and so
Yeah.
when
Right.
he kissed him, I was kind of like, oh, that makes sense. They've been together for like a year. and
Right, right, right.
Yeah, when they
that.
said it was a year, I was like,
Yeah.
wait, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. What are you
know.
talking about?
Happened so quick.
And then the aging and the baby and the whole family. Oh, good lordy. And
a
then
lot.
Jane and him giving away the key.
Yeah.
I kind of thought there'd be something to that too, of like making that sacrifice. Like, like
Yeah.
that meant something to give it up.
I think ultimately it did. I don't
Yeah.
think they
Yeah.
could have moved forward if he hadn't.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because then she keeps it for him.
Mm.
Yeah.
You
She
know.
dies with it. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's right. That's right.
Everyone dies.
It's on her
On-
body.
On her person.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to tie everything together, if they had never figured out that they need to go back and get this key, then it would have never created the time loops that
Yes.
would allow them to eventually defeat the beast. So,
Yeah.
it's kind of like everything has to kind of work in that way, which
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to see how everything ties into itself. And I hope they kind of explore that a little bit more.
Well,
throughout
yeah,
the season.
and then speaking of like time traveling, because this closes a loop essentially too, and creates an alternate because Margot stops them before they go back again.
Yeah.
So they're not stuck in that loop of doing it essentially.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, and I hope they explored that because time travel is a thing.
Yeah.
I
although
try not to think about time travel for too long.
Yeah, because if you think about it, you realize, wait, they never went back in time to do the
Right.
mosaic.
We've-
But let's not think about it. Too
exactly.
much.
Seen
then you
Terminator
gotta go
2,
into-
seen Back to the Future.
Yes.
Like
I'm
how-
a Whovian, so like let's go. It's like a separate plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so, it's kind of like it's a paradox that works within itself to create the future, which
I know.
whatever.
But
And
I
then
could
they
tell
have
we could
Avengers
talk
is
forever.
Agents of Shield's doing that right now.
the
Where
paradox.
they're
that
having
you
like
can't-
time loop stuff,
bootstrap paradox.
and so it's like, well, yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Break it down. I'm like,
Bootstrap
this.
Go for
paradox is it's like kind of like a chicken or egg thing. If you watch Doctor Who and you watch one with Peter Capaldi, he actually explains it much better than I'm about to. But he like kind of gives this whole point of like if a time traveler goes back and gives Beethoven the music that Beethoven has created that this time traveler has, does Beethoven ever create that music, or does he just take that music and claim it as his own? So it's like kind of like what started it, and that's kind of the bootstrap paradox of like, well, if they don't ever go back in this current time, does that mean they ever went back? But obviously they did, because at one point they, in a different time they did. So
Yeah.
it's very convoluted. I'm sorry, I'm not going to keep going into
I love
No,
it.
that's good.
I
I'm
love
gonna nerd
it.
out completely.
Yeah.
I'm falling down a Wikipedia rabbit hole later tonight.
Yeah,
for
right.
sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Finte, I think. Sorry if I said that wrong. Let's be honest, Quentin's son has to come back somehow. Would that be their? But I think it'd be like grandchild because it seemed like really far in the past.
No,
Well,
that
we
was-
didn't get a
that was
sense-
They
quick.
did say they had grandchildren, so
Okay.
that's a possibility.
But
Oh,
maybe
shit,
it's
I
his
didn't
grandchild
realize
that could
that.
come back. And then Anna says, right, will the son come back later? Maybe not the son, but I would wonder about the grandchild.
I don't think any of them are coming back.
Yeah.
I think they're staying locked in that.
Yeah.
Looper's
timeline.
better than Primer.
Also, Luke.
Sorry.
Looper is so
Looper's so
pygmy
wild.
zombie.
Primer was good, but Looper.
I don't know if I saw Primer.
I like
Looper
Looper.
broke my mind. I
Looper-
loved it. It
absolutely.
was so good.
Primer's like these coworkers who create a time traveling box inside their garage, and then like it ends up being some type of murder mystery because one of them is like,
seen it yet.
I don't want to spoil
Dope.
it, but
Dope.
like
Cool.
Love it.
Nice.
it's an indie.
I need to see that. Yeah, I did love Looper though. It was
Yeah,
so
Looper
good.
was-
Yeah. We talk about all kinds of things because we're all fans and nerds. Yay!
Yay!
So how about that Tick and Margot going to that?
Oh my god.
Him in this episode, Tick was so good of like
Tick
not
is
even
so
saying
good.
anything.
Manages to steal most of the scenes.
Like
he's
knowing
in.
how to say things without having to say them. Because that's the only way you can get anything done in that. And with the fairies and everything.
Yeah.
He's Rizwan Manji plays Tick, and he's so funny on and off screen. And when Margot says, "What are the
matriarchy?"
Yeah, the matriarchy, and Tick's like, because he's very sexist.
Yes.
Well, when he's mansplaining last week.
Well, I'm a man. I'm explaining to you. Isn't that
It's like-
mansplaining?
It's such an innocence to a
Yes.
sexism that you're like,
There is-
you don't even see.
Right.
He doesn't even, and he hates
Yeah.
peasants. It's I love it. He
Like-
hates peasants. So he hates Fen.
Is there any friction between Fen and Tick on set?
I mean, not between Riz and me.
Yeah.
But oh my god, yeah, no,
Yeah.
Riz and I love it because we joke around that Tick just hates Fen's guts because she's like this peasant that's
Yeah.
Been
came
married
from a
into it.
farm and she married into it and he just cannot stand. And she's a woman.
Right.
And he, doesn't think very
Yeah.
highly of us.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Dang.
it's great.
But he doesn't terribly mind Margot bossing him around, but she's also a queen.
Well, I also think he can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't-
Yeah, there's not much he can do
Not
or say.
much.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
like when he called the ship, the
Yeah.
Munjai?
Yeah.
Munchak, an
No one can say
asshole, and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the ship just kicked him off.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe he is kind of sexist.
Yeah, you don't think about it, and then because like you're right, there is an innocence to it that you just like you're offended after a couple seconds where you go, wait, did you really?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
But there is, like you said, there is something in that sort of like completely ignorant delivery.
Yeah.
He just has no idea.
It's like, but I am a man, and I am explaining things to you. That
Perhaps you
sounds
could woman
appropriate.
explain it. For me.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, unfortunately, those poor bricks take 7 hours to get. Like,
Poor Tick.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love the idea of Rizwan in a hallway for 7 hours.
Just shaving
And then
off
just getting
Rick.
Yeah.
sent back to do it all over again.
Yeah.
and then, of course, we have the other royal party later set up in that hallway, so now they can't do that thing anymore.
The floaters.
The floaters
Right,
get there.
right,
Yep.
right.
It's no longer
Um,
floating.
Yes.
Yes.
So now it's an
They
island.
just-
But that's still
I
cool.
love that.
Yeah, it does. It floats
Hey,
in water.
It is still floating.
It's still kind of floating.
Yeah.
I mean, islands are actually not. It's not how they work. But you could still
Again,
say
don't
that.
think about it.
Let's
Yeah,
get
don't
into
think
it.
about
Let's get into the semantics.
yeah. Before that, though, we get the royal range wedding, and then the princess comes back, which their interaction was kind of sexy. Of like, you miss me, like it's showing. But I don't know. Do we want them to be together?
You're talking about Princess?
Yeah, princess.
I love Princess. I want them to be.
Yeah,
Grandpa
absolutely. I was kind of
Nah,
surprised that
Adrian's
she
like-
turned on him so quickly.
Nah, I'm good.
I thought they had a lot more than that.
I might be biased though, because I really like Arlen, who plays Princess, and
Yeah.
so I sometimes forget the difference between the person and the character.
I understand that.
So I'm just thinking, I'm like, Arlen's great, but he's not. He's very different.
He totally deceived her.
There's
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
Oh, I
and tried
forgot
to
about.
like con her into
Yeah.
marriage.
Yeah.
No big deal.
moment there.
You know.
It's
Just that thing.
Filory, no big deal.
Yeah.
Yourself up.
Then we have later. Then we get the lady. If I said it wrong, Lady
Oh wait, hang
Agate,
on. Wait, I got
Agate
this.
Gray.
I got this. Lady Agate Gray, the
Yes,
Stone Queen,
I
played by
got
Dina
it.
Meyer from
so
Starship
good.
Troopers, Saw 2, one of my favorites.
Yes. Oh, she was
Yep.
gorgeous.
Yep.
Oh my
Very
gosh.
queenly.
Yeah, she was great.
Now, if you aren't on an episode, does anybody ever come and like hang out on the other episodes, or are they able to?
Yeah, no, I mean we can go and hang out whenever.
Oh, cool.
I've visited set before if something like really awesome was happening.
Right.
If I wasn't there, if I wasn't in the scene. But yeah, no, I don't think I came and visited on this episode. Yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
You know,
I
just
was
a
just
wedding.
hanging out in Vancouver, just
There you go.
doing my thing.
That's
eating
cool,
my
though.
food.
You know, take that.
The
Yeah.
worst ways to spend a day.
Exactly. Then we get the fun joke of the Prince Fomar, where it's like, oh yeah, she's like, no. No.
It's such, like a classic, like, almost like slapstick kind of reveal where
Yeah,
it's like,
just-
oh, no,
Yeah.
no, not him.
Yeah.
And then the queen's like, oh no, not that one. He's too
Right.
young. And then I agree. I was like Marco when Micah walked up. I'm like, oh, Hello. Okay.
I knew he was gonna die though,
Yeah.
because he's just too attractive.
He's too
Yeah.
handsome.
I was like,
He's too handsome.
you're so
wonderful.
handsome,
And he's so nice.
and there's nothing like crazy or edgy about you. You're gonna
Yeah.
die.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
I like Margot that when they get their moment
Yeah.
alone, she's like, "You're not gonna do this, this, or this," and he's like, "I'll rescue you if that's what you want."
Like, you're
Women
too-
run everything from where I'm from.
She's
I'm
like,
Definitely gonna.
"He's all, isn't that everywhere?"
yes.
Yeah. It's like, no. Yeah, that was so
Everywhere. Women run everything.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
great. Nehemiah says Margot's wedding was still better than Elliot's second wedding.
Did Elliot have that second wedding?
Well, yeah, I was like, I didn't think he had
To
his...
Idri?
Didn't he turn
Did they have a
into
wedding
rat
wedding?
before they could have the wedding?
Yeah, I think Idri. I think Peter.
Yeah.
But did they have a procession? Like, they still had a wedding set up. They just didn't get to finish the wedding?
How do I
don't
not
think
remember
so.
my
It's been a while.
husband's other wedding?
Yeah.
right?
Well, I don't know if that'd want to be fresh
Well,
in your memory. You're like,
Yeah, great husband.
Yeah.
So he
just
turns-
keeps.
He's like, he
Really
turns
being-
into a rat.
Yeah.
And then I think right after that is when they have to deal with the god. Oh my god, what's her
Yeah.
name?
Ember.
Oh.
Ember and Umber. So
Yeah.
I don't think I'm sure he's no longer a rat, but we never get to see.
I don't
Yeah,
think
they
they
were
actually end up going to a ceremony at all.
Yeah.
I don't think. Gosh,
Yeah.
I'm the worst.
So it's been a little while, guys.
Obviously, it was
Sorry.
traumatic, and I've blocked
Yes.
it out.
Blocked
Thanks
it
for
out.
bringing
That's
it out.
totally
Can't be
understandable.
expected to remember.
100% understandable.
Whatever.
By that time
Bringing
you
it
were
out.
like in the fairy realm anyway.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Lots more
And your
shit
wooden
was happening.
toes.
Just
Yeah.
kidnapped, 9 months pregnant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no big deal. Lost toes, no big deal.
Yeah, that line you had when you guys are running in
Oh, in the Netherlands?
Netherlands
Oh, yeah,
and the
in
wooden
Detroit.
feet, wooden toes.
Yeah. I was like, I slow down. I have wooden toes.
That was wonderful delivery. We thought that was a
Thank
good
you.
laugh.
Yes.
Actually, speaking of that, so how has it been being like the crazy, well, maybe not crazy, very devoted mother to...
Oh no, I'm definitely
Right.
psychotic right now.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's the log lady of the magician.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when I first read the script, I remember going up to one of the producers and I said, I'm in psychosis at this point, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
definitely, I'm not healthy.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, yeah, you are. I was like, okay, good, because I can't reconcile doing any of this.
Right.
Unless I'm in like some sort of horrible PTSD.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it makes no sense. Yeah, so it's really fun to
Is it
interesting. sad.
Weird though to now play a mom to like a 19-year-old. I
know.
You're like, I have no experience whatsoever playing a mom in life, and so
Yeah.
to not only
All
have
of
to
a
be
sudden.
play
The jump,
mom,
yeah.
but to play a mom to someone who's very close in age
who I
to
could
you.
barely physically
Yeah.
give birth to. It was weird, but honestly, it felt way more natural than I was expecting. And I've just like, Madeline Arthur plays our daughter, and I just remember meeting her right before her first table read. And within 5 minutes, I was sitting across the table just watching her, and I was like, I was just like, immediately like loved her, and then I don't know why I have this weird connection. I mean, me and Hale both, like we have a little cell phone, chat. I sound like I'm 100 years old. It's a cell phone chat, a group chat.
It's fine. It's fine.
You're
I'm
good.
Right there with you.
I already told you I wasn't hip.
I'm right there with you.
And she calls us mother and father, and we call her our daughter, and
Love it.
we're always vying for her love. So it became too natural too fast, but I love it.
We also love the lines when you guys are telling her she's grounded.
Oh yeah,
Two
that
on the
was
boat.
fun. Yeah, finally being a parent and laying down the law.
Right?
Yeah, it was good.
Riley says, Pygmy Zombie says, do the wooden toes disappear if magic is gone now? But they're not.
They're not magical.
Yeah, they're
That's
not magic
very-
there.
Yeah, so
yes.
actually the wooden toes themselves aren't magic. They're just crudely carved things.
Got it.
This is a creepy thought. Nehemiah says if the Fairy Queen stole Margot's eye to spy on the Queen, then maybe she stole Finn's toes to trace her footsteps.
Whoa.
Creepy! I don't think
Wow.
so.
Gee,
Do you
that
know?
just freaked me out.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, no, actually, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
a really, really interesting.
That's a crazy theory.
Whoa, that's
That's-
a
Maybe.
good.
That's wild. I like the idea of everything having a kind of different sort of
Yes.
literal purpose. Yeah.
Yes. Mm.
That just creeped me the heck out.
Good
well
thinking.
done. I haven't.
Yeah.
Oh
Good
yeah, and
thinking.
Riley Baker said no, fairy magic is not gone. That's a good point. Even
Yeah.
if the toes were magic,
Yeah.
They still would be okay because any magical creature still has their magic.
Yes.
It's just basically like Earth.
Magic.
It's
or
just humans
human-
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
magic.
really.
Yeah.
Poor humans.
Yeah, because I'm like, technically, yeah, you're not a human, you're a Filorian, so.
Yeah.
Well, Filorians are human.
Yeah,
Well, I wonder if
Just
that's in the
not
category of like.
Earthlings.
I don't think we're technically a magical creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. There's humans and there's earthlings. That's a good
Yes.
distinction to make. Yeah.
That is a good, yeah.
And on set, do you wear something at all to change step? Because I mean, if you have wooden toes.
Oh yeah, so I do have a prosthetic that our amazing special effects team made.
Nice.
Jason Ward made, well, I think a bunch of people made them. But yeah, so like I got my toes fitted and
nice, yeah.
cast, and
Yeah.
it was like a really cool process. I mean, some people do their entire bodies, and I just
Yeah.
did my
Yeah.
toes, and I thought it was cool.
I've
It's
had
cool.
a full body. Well, I've had
Have you?
a full top body cast for a play I did, and
Wow.
it takes like a lot of meditation when it gets to.
That's what I heard. It's
face.
a little
Oh,
claustrophobic.
boy.
Like, I'm not gonna freak out because I can't. Everything's covered, and you just have
Yeah.
like 2 little holes for your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I had my toes, so it's the same thing.
My toes
then,
are
like, when
sweating
you're
in that
doing
sucker, okay?
If we don't see your feet, do you still wear them? Yeah, because it would change how you walk, or.
That's yeah. You've thought it through more than what was on the show. So I only wear the prosthetics. I wish I think I may have limped for a little bit, and then we have to, when I wear my shoes, we have to make sure that the part that would have wood on them is covered because the prosthetics don't actually fit in any shoes.
Ah, yes. Okay.
And now I feel bad that I haven't been limping on the show.
well, you've gotten maybe used to it, you
That's
know,
it,
so
yeah.
it's been a little
The rest of
while.
your body
Yeah.
will like
Yeah.
accommodate
Got
it.
acclimated,
Yes.
right?
Fen has
Exactly.
had some Filorian physical therapy and
Yes.
has adjusted
She
quite
did.
well.
Yes.
Apparently.
It happens. It's fine.
So the fun wedding prep though with the arrow was pretty entertaining, I thought as well. Because they're like, well, this is weird to get right next to him, and then the lady's like, well, there's benefits, and they have the nice like silhouette. So you were right of like thinking he's gonna get killed right away. We're going that direction.
Oh yeah.
He's just too handsome.
And then he has a six pack, and then he's
good.
definitely going
Yes.
down.
Well, the fact that that scene they basically reenacted like a romance novel cover
Yes.
in that scene.
It's so great.
And I also knew, because I'm the same person who ruined like the Sixth Sense for myself when I was a child. So this is just what happens to my brain. I was like, that squirrely little kid's gonna be, he's a jerk. Something's up with him because he's like way too upset that his mom's like, oh no, not him. And so I was like, and this guy's way too handsome. So this isn't gonna work out well for Margot. That's just from my
Sorry,
brain.
skeptic.
I'm very
you're right.
skeptical.
well, did you suspect that there would be the royal tradition of, well, then you marry the next in line?
Oh boy.
No, I didn't suspect that. I just assumed that Princess would not want to kill this guy, and it must be somebody from his own
Yeah.
world or his own people that was trying to do it.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that was going to be the case, but when that happened, I wasn't surprised either.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I mean, because honestly, the younger brother was like a weird, squirrely guy. And I was like,
Yes.
he's probably going to be around a lot longer than the handsome,
Oh yeah.
not
Yep.
weird guy.
Oh no, that
That's
kid
just
was
how
straight
it
up
is.
Sid from Toy Story. Like
Yes.
crazy shit. And I was surprised that the whole family, like everyone that was at the wedding, completely they were like, yeah,
Darn.
that is the rules. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, it
know,
looked like
it's
the
dark.
mom was a bit remorseful. Like she
was
was
bummed.
angry.
I don't know. I like at
But
first,
also-
but it went very quickly to like, well, you're gonna marry this other shithead then.
Well, she didn't say anything. It was actually the fairy queen that was like, "You will do."
No,
this.
no, I
Yes.
know, but I mean the look on her face
Yeah.
was
I think
like
she
looking
just
at
had these,
Margot
that's
like,
how it
Accept
is.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, like you're gonna go through with this.
I was waiting for Margot to kill him though.
Who knows what would
Oh,
happen?
like-
I think that's coming. I
I'm
think
like,
that's coming.
that's gonna be next, right?
Yeah.
Because decapitation. Oh, what a way to go. Lisa's
and just
quick.
that
Yeah.
slow motion of the blood spraying on
Oh,
Margot's
yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, and then why the hell not? Oh, it's a saying on Earth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good way to-
Pre decapitation.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, but besides that. So then we also have the, oh yes. Well, wait, let's finish what we have with Margot. I like her open every present to not have to consummate the marriage.
She's just trying to find any
Well, just that
Ugh.
it'll rot
Yeah.
and fall off
Yes.
like a banana. And I was like, whoa, that's really, I can imagine that. And that's,
That's an awful image.
Horrendous.
Well, he's young and probably not that experienced that like,
I would
okay,
imagine
sure.
he has
Oh yeah.
no
Or
experience.
none.
No.
Yes.
No.
I think none is
Yeah.
the number.
0.
That was his insistence then upon, because
Exactly.
he was, no.
Yeah.
Ugh, no.
X million.
And poor Margot when she goes to Jane and she's just like, I want to make my own little time area and like not have anyone bother me.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of nice, actually.
I think everybody wants one.
I think
of those
everyone
once in a while.
Yeah.
Just like a little break.
At this point, yeah, it's just time
Tune
out.
everything out.
Do
Yeah.
Zach Morris time out for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what Santa Barbara is for me. I'm like, does anyone want to go to Santa Barbara? I just want to drink some wine and forget.
That's your clock bear.
At
That
least they
is
cleared
nice.
the freeway because that was closed for a while for anybody.
Oh,
who
that's
doesn't
right.
live in
That's
SoCal.
right. That's right.
It's
I
open
remember.
now, I think.
Yes, it is now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was closed for like 2 weeks or something. It was closed for a long
That's
time.
nice or no joke.
So then we have when she goes to Jane, and so that was cool to see older Jane back and young Jane in this episode.
Yeah.
We got both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I saw older Jane at Whole Foods recently. I was like,
You didn't go up to her and say hi?
no, she had her baby. She was
Oh,
talking about
yeah.
baby stuff. And I was like, I'm here for sugar. I'm
Yeah.
I'll have
You
a
know
child.
what's funny? I don't know if anybody knows, but Esme, who plays adult Jane on the show, she was on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And she was the character that did get strung up by
Joffrey.
Joffrey
Yep.
and got shot with arrows. And then in this episode was the episode, there was a line that alluded to, I think Margot was the one that said, like, I don't want to be like, are you going to like shoot me with arrows?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, did they do that?
I know, yeah.
Because
I bet
as-
they would.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was Littlefinger's like primary prostitute.
Yeah.
At,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she was
First-
kind of like
first
the,
season, second season.
Oh man.
she had a pretty bad end on.
Because I kept
Game of
looking
Thrones.
at her first season of Magicians. I was like, where do I know you from?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, why do I feel like I've seen you naked? It's like one of those things. I'm like, I'm so. And then I went back and watched first season of Game of Thrones. I was like, oh my god, okay. I thought I was going crazy.
It's that like detachment where you
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, those are in different spaces and it's the same person.
Yep.
Actually, good question. MNMJR says, can Elliot as High King null Margot's marriage?
No.
Oh boy.
I
no,
don't think so, but I would hope so.
And why would he? Well, this kind of goes back to when we were talking about last week about. I don't think the Fairy Queen is actually out to hurt Margot. And
I feel there's a
so
purpose.
I feel like there's a purpose for her wanting to make sure that Margot is armed and has like a certain level of forces on their side. So I don't think even if Elliot came back and was like, I'm gonna annul this marriage, I don't think that's wise. I don't think, just judging by last episode and what we learned about the fairies possibly being able to be enslaved, that she's trying to hurt them in any way.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have the insider scoop, but we asked
I know,
last
I'm
week.
like,
We asked last week if we trust the Fairy Queen or not because some of her methods seem, not good intentions, but maybe they are for a long run.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have opinions on that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Fen at this point hates the Fairy Queen.
Yeah.
Because she, partially blames the Fairy Queen for all of her problems because the Fairy Queen's the one that
the
orchestrated her being kidnapped and taking her kid and everything awful. So Fen doesn't like the Fairy Queen.
I feel Fen's too good, but why doesn't Fen just try to kill the Fairy Queen?
I don't know. I don't know if if she could. I mean, the Fairy Queen, she's not all-knowing, but I think she has a lot of, I don't know, because Fen is the daughter of a blade maker, and Fen knows her way around that stuff.
A few weeks ago, when we saw the pirate ship, I think that was the first time that we saw that really aggressive side of Fen, that like holding the knives, like, all right, bring them on.
Yeah, Fen loves knives, and I started taking knife sharpening lessons.
Oh, cool.
And I bought like this whole whetstone set,
Whoa.
and now I have my whole little knife sharpening set. And
Good hobby.
I'm really getting into it.
No,
it's really
What a
random.
specific hobby.
It's really specific. I know.
I love knives. I'm big on like cooking and
Oh, that's
other stuff,
interesting.
but I can't talk about
Stabbing people.
Yes.
Melaloon in the chat said, did you see Jason and Hale in their old age makeup on set? Well, you weren't there, but did you get to see that at all? Or any close-up photos later?
I didn't. It's funny. I kept, every time Hale and I would see each other, he'd be like, oh my God, you still haven't seen the makeup? And I said, no. He'd be like, I'll show you. And then we both forget. So I still haven't seen any, like, just regular selfie pictures without all the lighting and everything.
Yeah.
I heard.
I bet they took tons.
Yeah. Actors taking selfies? Absolutely
No,
not.
no.
themselves.
Of special makeup?
Oh,
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I heard it looked really, obviously. Nah, but everybody told me, like, privately that it looked really, really good.
Oh,
Yeah, it
cool.
looks really good, and it's. I always think it's fun to kind of see like an older version of yourself, or
Yeah.
That's been trippy.
yeah.
Well, they saw a few versions of their older selves
Yeah.
too. They
Right.
it wasn't. I forget the Twitter, but it was something like from like something to Silver Fox or something like that.
Right.
And I didn't look at the picture closely, so I was trying to stay off Twitter because it was
I saw that
the
too.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And that was part of why that section of the episode was so jarring. Like,
It's because you actually get to see them
yeah.
age over. Yeah.
And they did a good job. Like it looks like a natural progression. Like it just wasn't like old age makeup.
And then Quentin
Yeah.
burying Elliot.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
That was
Aw.
really rough.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is nice. They get to keep all their hair because you just never know as a guy.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, at least they didn't make any of them go bald, which is much harder to do in makeup anyway. But
Yeah,
I was
the
like,
bald cap and
Yeah.
everything
Bald
would
cap
be.
Well,
that'd be a bit much.
back to the blades. Renji in the chat said maybe Fen could make a blade out of the powder to kill the fairy queen.
Oh my
There you
god, that's
go.
a really good idea.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
that would be a throwback to her father,
Yeah.
Dint, making the Leo.
God, yeah, the God
yeah,
killing.
Blade.
the Leo Blade? Was it? The
Am I referencing another television show?
No,
No, no,
You're right.
that was earlier.
Yeah, that was like first season.
It was like the
so
God
it's
blade
fine.
or whatever they used to
Yeah.
kill Renard, trying to use it to kill
Yeah.
Renard, and
And
then the
he,
beast
like,
and
the
stuff.
beast, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a special substance that made that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this would be like a good throwback to her
Yeah.
using her
I like that
dad's
theory.
There you go.
ways. Yeah.
Yeah. Then the other two kind of characters that we haven't that we get back around to is Julia and Alice. They're not. Oh, she's when they're doing the research, and it's like, no, we're not really in magic. We're on the religion territory, which that was kind of interesting. And I hope they expand
I think-
upon that.
I think there's a brief, and I might be making this up, but there was a brief moment in the first season where they talked about how religion and magic aren't separate. It's just, or in science and magic aren't separate. It's just like same sides of or different sides with the same coin.
Totally.
I think
Right.
that was good Renard when he was normal.
Maybe, yeah.
Like that
Yeah,
guy?
when, Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in first season. And so
Yeah, I think
it
that-
made sense that,
Yeah.
especially with the introduction of gods, that they would go into that. I just want to say that I felt really good about being right.
Of course.
Yes, when we get to the so let's figure it out. Like, oh yeah, we get the crazy eyes. Like, help Alice. And they're like, what is it? And it's like, well, you have a little bit of magic, and we got Julia going like, oh well, maybe it's like when my shade was there. It's a little bit left over, kind of. So then she gets to see Persephone again. It's Persephone, right? Yeah, we're like,
Yeah, I
what
think
was?
so.
I'm like the
Wait.
goddess.
You're talking about when she saw
The
the
eyes.
Reynard eyes
Yeah.
in herself.
Yeah, right after
I think
that.
I was
Not the
taking
Alice
notes. Do you
eyes.
actually see the eyes?
You see
Okay.
Reynard's eyes. in her
Okay.
eyes.
Yeah,
I missed
yeah.
that.
That was really freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch. So sorry, I was overlapping when she sees Alice's weird eyes and like the message.
Oh, when Alice is like
Yeah.
possessed, yeah.
And then they're like, you gotta help Alice. So yeah, then they go out to drink, and then she gets to see Persephone, and then she's like, all right, I planted a seed in you to grow. And then the wonderful and obviously horrible conversation of that, it's like, seed can be more than one thing, and in this situation of like that rapist seed of like, no, I don't
Right.
want it.
Well, basically the fact that whole thing was orchestrated.
Yeah. And then it's
Yeah.
from him that she's like, I want nothing to do with that.
Right.
Yeah, because she took
Yeah.
it from him and gave it to her when she agreed to
Not
kill Reynard.
Yeah. Yay. It's that really awkward, like, would you want it?
Well, and that's the whole argument that Alice makes. Like,
Yeah.
look, you have it, he's gone. Does it matter anymore?
Where it
Does
came
it matter
from.
where it came from?
Yes.
But of course, to Julia, the answer is
mean-
absolutely yes.
Gods are always messed up, especially when
Yeah.
we go into gods of Greek origin.
Oh man.
Yes.
So
They are
I
so
see you.
messed up.
Messed up, and the Roman, because they're all the same. But like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I get what Persephone's trying to do. She's trying to take this thing that's awful in one person and make it good in another person. But you give that person a heads up, especially when they've been traumatized by the person that you're taking it from and giving it to.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's complicated.
It's,
Very
it's super
complicated.
complicated, and also when you label it like as a seed, and we went through that whole abortion
The abortion episode.
storyline.
Yeah, yeah.
Last season, I would imagine it's tough to hear that she has any part of Reynard inside her when she works so hard to get rid of any part of him
Yes.
out of her last season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, it's one of those, it's just so layered, complicated. There's not really an easy, like, sure, great, magic, but wait, where it came from. And then I don't think
Yeah.
Julia can separate it from where it's from.
and what
Like-
is that? Like what is Reynard's magic really? Like it's
Yeah.
trickster magic, but what will it
be different
do to
for
her?
Julia?
Could it affect her in a negative way? Could it make her turn towards darkness? So I think those are all those kind of things that I would be thinking about if I were in that situation. You know?
And then,
great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
That's right.
And
So
how is
good.
it going to affect her, and like what kind of powers would she have with it?
Yeah.
But then Alice is kind of like, well, you could give it to me.
Don't give it to Alice. Don't give it to Alice.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Not post-sniffing. No.
Yeah, no,
Right.
don't know if I
We
trust
already
her.
know what
so.
happens when she has too much power.
Renji says, I guess being a god, you would lack human things like empathy. Yeah. Good point. Ooh. Wayfarer says, if Alice was to have this transfer of power ritual and were it to go wrong, would she become a Niffin or just a disintegrate? Oh, just disintegrate. That's a good question.
I mean, I guess it depends on how it goes wrong, quote unquote. I imagine there's multiple ways that it could go wrong.
Oh, yeah. Finte says, I think it's complicated, but I think it may be a way of saying that there's no way to separate what happened.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I don't know if Alice would use it for good if she gets it, the way Julia would try to use it for good.
Yeah.
Because Julia's intentions are better than Alice's at this point.
So
It's
far,
like,
at this point.
at this point. It's like, we'll see. And then...
I think Niffins can exist without magic because they would be a magical creature.
Yeah.
Good point.
I think.
Yeah.
Because they're no longer human at that point.
Yeah.
All right, then how many of us cringed when Katie goes to check herself out, and then they're like, well, who were you talking to, and who are you going to kill? And I'm like,
I know.
See, this is why whenever somebody gets checked into a mental hospital on TV, I'm like, oh, that's not going to go well. Like,
Right.
I'm like, dang it.
Yeah.
Like, you're never getting out of there.
I know. When I read that in the script that they saw the footage, I was like, oh, God.
yes.
Man.
I've seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I know what's up.
Yeah.
And I read it. I know what's up.
Yep.
Do you all get the scripts, even if you're not in that episode?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So then you all can be on the same page of like,
Literally.
and then
Yeah.
we do puns on this show sometimes.
good.
But then is it ever like someone's a faster reader and be like, hey, did you get to your scene yet? Do you know what happens?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh, yeah. No, there's one episode coming up that Summer texted me, and she was like, oh, my God, this thing about Fen, that's so cool, and loved it. And then, we'll tease each other.
Yep. You're like, what?
People
That's
definitely
funny.
read at different rates, though. I'll tell you that
Right,
much.
right.
Yeah. Are there any other, have you had any other kind of fun antics on set that you've experienced?
Yeah, I mean, we're all good friends. And I told you guys earlier that the outfit I'm wearing right now was originally owned by Summer, and then she gave it to Jade, and then Jade gave it to me.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
so
just
sweet.
making its rounds.
I was like a sisterhood of traveling pants.
Yep.
I know, I need to give it to Olivia or Stella next.
Yeah. Just passing it around.
Just
Yeah.
gonna pass it around to all the girls.
It's a good luck charm. Everybody wears it somewhere cool.
I know, right? Yeah, except for me.
No, you wear it somewhere cool. That's why I said
know,
it's
that's
somewhere
the
cool.
joke.
Yeah,
That's the
I
joke.
know.
I'm making fun of you.
Yeah.
I know, we're all a bunch of nerds. It's okay. I claim my nerd time.
But no, we do. We do a lot of fun stuff. I host a lot of themed parties. Speaking of themes,
Ooh.
at my apartment.
Nice.
Nice.
For the cast. So this past year, I had a Jurassic Park party.
Yay.
And I had a 1950s themed Bing Crosby Christmas brunch.
Aw.
Because again, I'm 100 years old.
It's fine.
I made casseroles. I literally left the wrap party earlier than almost anyone else because I had to go home to prep my casseroles for the next morning.
I love it.
That's
I
adorable,
love
though.
you. Thank you. I would be the same way.
That's super
I would
cute.
do the same thing.
Just doing me.
What has been?
tickle.
Have you done pranks? Somebody's talked about pranks before that
I know.
I'm always curious on set. So.
Yeah, one of our Gary Brooks, who works on our crew, I think he taped Jade's cast chair like to the ceiling or the wall or something. Oh gosh, I can't remember because I wasn't on set that day. And then later she like ordered just a ton of balloons and filled his whole pickup truck with them, and then like saran wrapped the entire truck.
Wow.
Oh
Or
my
someone else did. I don't remember if Jade actually did it.
This is so you know, like, people have too much downtime on set. Like, you'll just be sitting waiting, and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna order a bunch of balloons.
Yeah, no, we have some
Duct tape
time.
people's tables, their chairs and stuff. So what was the audition process like for magicians?
So I think all of the other cast members, I think they did like the full audition process and screen test with the studio because they all became series regulars right away. But I started out as recurring, so mine was a little bit different. I went to the studio one day. I was filming another movie, and I happened to have the day off. And so I went right to the producer. I know, the timing was
serendipitous.
perfect.
Right.
Yeah, it was perfect. So I went to the studio where the production office is, and I went straight to producers, which was great.
Nice.
And so, so I just did an audition of 3 of Fenn's scenes, and then I booked it. So one audition.
Yay.
In and done, which was great.
Damn.
And then because I got promoted to series regular a year later, it was great. I wish all roles were like that.
I know, right?
Nailed it.
And you're like, well, actually, we're gonna bring you in for the first call and the second call, and then we actually need a third call. And if you could come in, and you're like, you either like me or you don't.
Yeah, I know.
You either like me or you don't.
Yeah, because usually for series regular, you have to do 4 auditions. Like that's like the normal.
Yeah.
You know. But no, I just get to do the one.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
What has been your favorite Fenn scene to film?
It's one that hasn't aired yet.
Awesome.
But
Okay.
obviously I can't talk
Favorite
about
that has aired then.
So favorite that has aired, I mean, the Les Mis scene from season 2 was really amazing. It was so amazing getting to sing and it was just felt so cinematic, and I loved it so much.
So when you're on set, because I know, I mean, I literally only know this from Fanatic on MTV when I was a kid.
Oh boy.
That you obviously lip sync when you're on set.
Yeah.
So would they have your pre-recorded, or would you be lip syncing to something else?
So we pre-recorded the week before, I think. And then we came to set, and it's funny because I was on set and I was lip syncing with no words coming out, and somebody was like, "Brett, you got to sing because it looks like there's
it looks
nothing
like you're like,
coming out of your mouth."
Yeah.
That's good
And
to
I was
know.
like, "But I'm not warmed up." But it doesn't matter because it's it's not,
not-
not like they used it.
Yeah.
And so then I still like really sang, but to my own voice.
Yeah. There was a episode of J-Lo on Fanatic, and she was not singing, and it was
What a
noticeable.
deep cut.
J-Lo. So yeah, there you go.
So much shade.
Oh yeah. So and then sorry, back to Katie real quick too. I've just her violently trying to leave. I was like, Katie, this is not a good plan.
A very Sarah Connor
Like
from
I'm just
Terminator
gonna
2
like
moment.
fight my way out. No.
Yeah.
Unless you're by the exit door. No. It's just not gonna work that way.
Katie's choices are interesting.
She gets a couple good shots on that first card.
She does. She does fight pretty well without her magic, but
Well,
she does.
And Penny, I'm always kind of like, what were you thinking in that moment?
Right.
That you thought that
They
was
weren't.
gonna go well. Like, why did you think if you go into a place called Poison Room, that you're just gonna walk out, no mask, no nothing, and you're gonna be fine?
No hazmat suit, nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the point is they're not thinking. They're just like, yeah, do it.
They're impulsive.
jump
But
first.
both of them are. That's
Yeah,
why that's why
probably
they
why
are.
they fit well
yeah.
together.
And then we have the really kind of sweet moment with Q and Ellie at the end when they're like peaches and plums, and we
Yeah.
remember
Oh, man,
it.
the instant deja vu.
Anybody was wondering what the note was that Q was holding?
Oh, it's a note that he wrote to Margot.
Okay,
Right,
cool.
right,
That's
right.
what I
She
thought.
read it.
But that paper seemed different, so then I was like, which paper is that? But that makes
Maybe
sense.
that was a continuity error. We don't know.
It could be the lighting because Margot read it in the dark kind of area, and he was more.
I'm
in a
sure
well-lit
that's
room,
what it
but-
was.
Just
I
poking
can't
holes, that's what we do here.
imagine
Yeah.
that it was a different piece of paper. I would imagine that
It was the
that.
same because I'm like a continuity freak,
Uh-huh.
and so I'll always be the one
Yeah.
who's
Yeah, no.
Being an excellent
Yeah.
script supervisor.
I can't imagine that would be a mistake they would
Oh,
do.
hair drives me nuts when it's like in front
Goes
of
in
and
front,
back,
goes
front,
back.
back. It's only when it goes back and
Yep.
forth. If you do it once, it's not a big deal. We're like, we can pretend they adjusted it. But if it's back and forth, you're just
or
like,
drink levels that keep
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what?
oh no, this one had fake door sound. Drives me nuts.
Oh, yeah.
When Alice leaves, it's the door, and we have headphones, guys. When we watch it, it was in this ear,
Yes.
and it's a click, and it's the same generic door sound like every. Once you notice
heard
it
it.
won't go away. I'm sorry, but but it doesn't go
It's
away.
the Wilhelm scream of
I was just
ambient
about to
sound
say
effects.
that, yeah.
You're just like, no.
Once you hear it in every movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Or it's the empty coffee cup awards. Have you guys seen that too?
No.
There's like,
I always have stuff in my cups.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a scene coming up where Fen gets drunk.
Yay!
And in it, I have a clear glass with whiskey in it. It's really,
Tea.
you know, yeah, it's really
It's
iced
whiskey,
tea.
for reals.
Yeah, I got really hammered that day.
Yay!
But I thought to myself, I was like, oh my god, these levels have to be the same. So I will just pick like 3 points in the scene, and then I will just take a sip at every. So also like my hand is lifting, and the liquid stays the same.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So
See, that's yes. God, I did a commercial with a guy, and it was from McDonald's McCafe, and he kept drinking. And I don't know if you've shot commercials, but that crap is not what we're actually selling. Like it's like a little bit of coffee and then all half and half, and then like fake ice, and it's like under lights all day. And he was actually drinking it, and they're like, "Your levels we need it to stay the same." And he's like, "Well, how are you guys doing it?" I'm like, "I just take a sip, I put my tongue over it so it doesn't go into my mouth, and I like release it."
you're like, it's not
just-
real.
It's not real.
Girl,
Don't
this is
drink
Movie
acting.
magic.
lukewarm half and half.
Ew.
So
Favorite beverage on set?
Water. Like to keep hydrated.
Yeah.
Also, if there's crying, I always, I've been on a set before where I was crying all day in the scene. Not
Oh,
alone
that'd
in
be
my
exhausting.
chair. I'm fine. And I literally ran out of tears one day just because I got so dehydrated.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so I've never made that mistake again.
yeah.
And I just drink so much water. But everyone on our set drinks bubbly water.
LaCroix.
Oh yeah, LaCroix for sure.
Yeah.
And then we have this other like generic thing that just is offered from catering that just everybody drinks. But if I'm treating myself, I'll have a Dr. Pepper.
There you
There
go.
you go.
And coffee.
Favorite snack?
Favorite Cheetos.
Puffy or crunchy?
Puffy.
Yep.
Those are my favorite. But also my other favorite is the jalapeno crunchy ones. I'm a big Cheeto connoisseur, obviously. And Cheetos are a little cheesier in Canada than in America. Fun fact that
Good to
nobody
know.
needs to know.
So do you try to bring them back with you? Because you're like, hey, they're different.
I meant to do that this year, and I totally, although I did bring back a bunch of like food and like Canadian wine and stuff back to
Smart.
the U.S.
You know.
Just smuggling food over. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're not supposed to bring.
I totally didn't bring Canadian wine back. No,
Absolutely.
Well,
not.
it's also
allowed to
California.
bring
We have
wine.
different rules,
You're
too.
allowed 2 bottles,
Yeah.
actually.
Ah,
It's
cool.
just that, yeah.
Good to know.
Definitely smuggled some absinthe out of Amsterdam.
That's
You know.
awesome.
Come for me, governor.
Just come clean on the magician's napkin.
Right?
Well,
Have not drink
we've come to the end. Any other final comments on doing
Yeah.
the show? Anything else you're working on that you can let us know about? Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for everybody to see the rest of this season. I really, really love what Fen does coming
Yay.
up in the rest of this year. Yeah. And I recently did this movie called The Man from Earth Holocene that just came out in limited release in theaters.
Oh, cool.
And I think it's coming out on DVD and, all that other hip stuff that I can't think of the word
All
of.
the other media that's out
All
there.
the other media things.
VOD. That's the one that
That's
everyone keeps
it.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm so good at promoting myself, aren't I?
no.
No?
You said the name. That's the important part.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah, so I have that coming out. There's some other films that who knows when they're coming out. And I'm also working, this isn't a movie, but I'm working with this foundation called Donate Life and One Legacy for organ transplantation.
Oh.
And I'm running a 5K in April.
Oh, exciting.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, I have my own team. So if anybody actually wants to join my team and come do the 5K run walk with me in April, anybody can. And
Where is it?
They can go to the Donate Life website. Honestly, the easiest way just to get right to my team is to go to the link. I have the link up on my Instagram account in my bio right now. And so you can either donate or you can you can actually join my team and come walk or run.
Is the 5K
There you go.
in Los Angeles?
That's the thing. The 5K is in Los
Okay.
Angeles. Yeah, on April 28th.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and it's for a good
that's okay.
cause.
And then any other final comments, tidbits to share from set life or the show? I know a lot of your bigger, like you're saying, some other scenes haven't aired yet, but any other secrets you want to share?
Oh gosh, what are some secrets that I can share? What secrets do you want to know? Huh.
Who's the best smelling person on set?
Ooh.
Olivia is actually.
Okay.
Olivia smells really good. And every time I hug her, I'm like, oh, you smell so good. And I'm now just realizing how weird it is that I do it every single time.
Not at all. Not even a
No,
little
it's
bit.
good to let people know when they wear something right. You're just like, what you chose was good.
What's good?
Yeah.
Good choice.
Maybe that's why she doesn't return my calls. I'm just kidding. She totally does.
If you could have any of the magical abilities, which would you choose?
Healing, definitely. But if I wasn't being so nice, then flying.
There you go.
That's a good
I was
choice.
thinking about that tonight because I was like, I don't want to drive there. I was like, I could just like shoot up into the air and just land.
You're like, and there,
It
we're
would
there.
take 30 seconds.
Yeah, but Fen doesn't do any magic. Fen doesn't do any
Can
That is
Ben
true.
learn magic?
freaking magic. I don't know. I sure hope so.
Eventually, yeah, long
right?
enough
You could learn
timeline.
it because it's like a natural. Well, we talked about that of like it's a learned behavior and
then
an ability.
Like a talent. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because some people are just naturally more like Alice is natural and knowledge.
Yeah.
And then Quentin was more learning it than, and
Yeah.
he had some natural ability, but
And in the books, Fen does have magic. She just chooses not to use it.
oh,
So I'm hoping.
Maybe.
you're all maybe season 4.
I know all my friends always ask me to teach them tuts, and I'm like, I'm
right.
the only
You're like,
cast
I don't
member
know
that
any of
can't
that.
teach you anything.
Are
Sorry.
you trying to learn it on the side? You're like,
I actually have.
You're like, just a little bit.
Sometimes if Summer's learning, I'll go next to her, and I knew one of them. I learned one of them with Summer, and I can't remember it anymore. It's so sad.
You gotta keep it up, you know? It's like a language.
yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Brittany. It was
thanks
so
for having
fun
me.
hearing about your character and life on set and all the behind the scenes. I can't wait to see the later scenes because it's like, just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
Thank you so much for watching Magician's After Show.
Are we doing a prediction?
No, there's definitely no
Yeah,
time.
no
Let's
time.
go.
It's fine, guys. Let's go. See you
Yeah.
next week.
There's so much that we unpacked on this one, so we'll just jump in for next time. So we'll start on that end of where people can find you.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Adrian Snow. You can also catch me on the Unproduced Table Read on Friday, and then that's it for right now. Maybe some other stuff down the pipeline. So
There you go.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Just my name, Brittany Curran, and Facebook.
Awesome.
Awesome. Y'all can find me on all forms of social media at Ty Matthews PMA. This is the only after show I'm doing, so if you like pro wrestling, check me out on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Saturdays, 4 p.m. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. And I have travel and then a film that I worked on Saturday premiere, so I'm going to be gone for a little bit. But this awesome panel is going to handle it, and then I will be back. And thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.